Dragon Ball Legends is having the best year since its launch. So why would Toastie and the Legends team slow down now? We just wrapped up arguably the best anniversary the game has ever had, and now we set our sights on Legends Fest 2023. But before we get there, we have several other releases to look forward to along the way, including an unprecedented one that no one expected, Purple LF Perfect Cell. Again, this marks the first time in the history of the game where they released 2 premium summonable characters in July, pointing towards the fact that no, they do not plan on slowing down at all. It's also unprecedented with how many of you watch and don't subscribe. We're so close to 900,000 subs. So what's next? We have 5 months of releases left in 2023, which should equate to a bare minimum of 2 Ultras guaranteed and 5 more LFs guaranteed, with the possibility of even more. And if 2023 has taught us anything, is that the Legends team doesn't care to drop absolute fire for literally no reason at all. The February release of an LF Revival UI Goku and March release of an Ultra Rose proves just that, since both of those could have easily been a part of the anniversary or Legends Fest and no one would have batted an eye. First up, we have the current release we're in the middle of. A lot of people think that there will be a part 2 to this LF Cell release, when in all reality, the chances of a part 2 unit are pretty slim. Or just not at all, because they just revealed that we're getting a new episode campaign revealed in just 3 days time. I think the LF will still be a little over a week away, but they will give us an idea to what the next set of characters will be coming from, like what saga, what movie, what all of that. Now, obviously, a lot of people are gonna be looking at this Kami house and think it might be Saiyan Saga or Dragon Ball. It could just be a placeholder. It could be a hint. It's probably a hint. Now, the fact that it is an episode campaign, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking Zenkai, free-to-play, LF, and Ultra, but I actually think August is going to be a solo LF release, similar to February with the solo release of Revival UI Goku, and here's 2 good reasons why. First reason, last August was a solo release, as was the year before that. Second reason, while May was a solo premium release of just LF Goku and Frieza for the anniversary, both June and July saw the release of 2 premium summonable characters, LF Orange Piccolo and the Gammas in June, Ultra Vegito Blue and Purple Cell now in July. So August feels like a cooldown month to me. As I mentioned before with Revival UI, he was released after back-to-back months of LF and Ultra releases. In December, we saw LF Vegeta and Trunks, as well as Ultra Gogeta Blue, and then in January, we saw LF 17 and Ultra Hit. Now, obviously, they do still have to release something here, so all signs point to a solo LF month to me. My guess for this time slot is something like an LF Kefla. She absolutely deserves some sort of Legends Limited style character, and I'm surprised she hasn't gotten one yet. If not her, something like an LF Super Saiyan God Goku or an LF Super Saiyan God Vegeta. I think both of those characters are primed for some sort of new character soon. Or finally, an LF Kid Goku, because I definitely feel like we're about to revisit Dragon Ball somewhere here on Legends, because Dokkan just did it, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dokkan took their toes back into the original Dragon Ball as well sometime soon. And one last potential option for August would be something superhero related, since it will have been exactly a year since it released here in the States. And that brings us to September. Last September was a first ever for the game, an LF and an Ultra released in the same month. I imagine that is exactly what we will see here again this year. They also like to release villains around this time, so my guess is something like an LF Metacooler and an Ultra Golden Frieza could absolutely happen here. We could also see our first DBZ Broly LF, because yes, somehow DBZ Broly doesn't have a Legends limited character in Legends yet. Don't know why. And then they could wrap the month up with an Ultra Dragon Ball Super Broly. Might be a little too hype for a random monthly release, but again, I don't think they care right now. Moving into October, I think we can see our first real major shakeup of the typical release schedule that we're used to. In the 2 previous years, we only got 1 LF in October. LF Perfect Cell back in 2021, you know, the other purple LF Perfect Cell, and LF Beast Gohan in 2022. Now, in 2021, LF Perfect Cell wasn't the only release, because we received our last free-to-play Ultra that month with Omega Shinron. So I could see them bringing that back for this year, whether it be free-to-play or summonable. I think we could see back-to-back months with an LF and an Ultra in it. Now, this is my month of absolute pure dreams, because I do believe more Majin Buu Saga is somewhere, so why not right here? If they go the double summonable route, LF Buuhan or some sort of LF Buu for the Legends Limited character, and couple that with an Ultra Majin Vegeta or an Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku, both of those would be such perfect fits for an Ultra intro animation, and you know they are sitting on both those moments for something, and why not strike, boom, right here, right before Legends Fest? Now, if they go the free-to-play route, they could give us an LF Super Gogeta, because because we don't have that yet somehow, and drop an Ultra Janemba as a free-to-play Ultra. Now, obviously, Janemba could easily be summonable as either an LF or an Ultra, 100%. But based on that awful Ultra Spacetime banner that we got back in January of 2020, where they dropped Super Gogeta and Janemba together, is such a weird release of two incredibly hype characters with very mid kits. I don't get it. But based on that, these are two characters that they are definitely willing to experiment with, so this might be the perfect opportunity to do just that. And that brings us to the final 2 months of the year, aka Legends Fest. This is obviously a difficult one to predict because we've had so many shakeups to the big celebration formula over the years, because the 4th anniversary and Legends Fest 2022 changed up what we thought was the set in stone formula, and then boom, they changed it again during 5th anniversary. Again, Legends is so unpredictable right now, and I honestly love it. So here are 3 different approaches I think we could see as we go into the final 2 months of the year. 2 LFs in November to launch the celebration off, and then 1 singular Ultra in December to finish it up. This would be identical to Legends Fest 2021. Now, our second option, 1 LF in November to launch the celebration, 2 LFs in the middle of December, and then 1 Ultra at the very end. This would of course mirror the 5th anniversary, which we just wrapped up. And then lastly, 1 LF in November to launch the celebration, 1 LF in the middle of December to keep it going, and then 1 Ultra at the end of December to finish off Legends Fest. This of course was how they structured the 4th anniversary and Legends Fest 2022. Now, I personally think that this one is the most likely this year, but as I mentioned earlier with an October shakeup, I think this is where we see yet another shakeup and could absolutely blow expectations out of the water. And speaking of expectations, I think all of us expect some sort of tag Goku and Vegeta to show up here to launch the celebration and be our first LF of Legends Fest 2023. 2021 was the introduction of LF tag units. 2022 continued that tradition with the tag Super Saiyan 4s. So now coming into 2023, you have to imagine they keep that tradition up. So to not go too crazy with it, I have 2, I think, premium pure raw picks here for this. First up, we have an LF Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta that would then, for an LF, have the Tournament of Power Spirit Bomb. And if not that character, then an LF Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta that can then also transform into Super Saiyan Blue. We haven't seen something like that yet, and Legends Fest loves to introduce some like new sort of things. And then their LF could be them actually fusing into Gogeta, which basically, if you're familiar with Dokkan, you know that I just described essentially the 7th anniversary Super Saiyan God unit. That, but in Legends. Please, Toshi. Another reason why I think this is possible is because we're approaching the 5-year anniversary of Dragon Ball Super Broly, so these could be a pick just simply because of that. Now, once we're past that unit, that's when things could get interesting, because as we look back at the 5th anniversary, I don't think anyone really expected us to get both Orange Piccolo and the Tag Gammas, period. Maybe one or the other. I really thought it was going to be Orange Piccolo, but definitely not both. So as we move into the possibility of 2 LFs in the middle, or even 2 LFs to start this off to coincide with an LF Goku and Vegeta, what could that be? Now, first up, I think there's obviously an opportunity here for a new DBS Broly, whether it be transforming or just a purely updated Dragon Ball Super Broly with a new LF. There's a lot they could do here, whether it be from base to Wrathful or Wrathful to Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan to full power. There's still a lot of stuff here on the table for a Broly. There's also, because apparently they don't mind putting out a ton of tag units since the 5th anniversary had 2 of them, an opportunity here for Super Saiyan God Goku and Hit from the Tournament of Power. Again, similar to the Dokkan card that we already have. Also, and I mentioned them for August, but seriously, there's a lack of representation for both Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Super Saiyan God Goku. Those could also be standalone releases here and would buff the same tag, which they love to sort of buff similar tags. And one in particular that we don't have, especially for an LF, to dive a little deeper into Super Saiyan God Goku, and again, the Brethren app that they love to sort of go back and forth with, would be a Super Saiyan God Goku that then LFs and does his "You will not destroy my world" moment and goes Super Saiyan. So those are some of, I think, the solid options here that we could see. But not to go on too long, let's wrap this up with the moment everyone's been waiting for. What could be the final Ultra of 2023, the big daddy of the year to finish everything off? I have 3 options. Now, first off, I've mentioned him before, but I'm going to bring him back for this here specifically. Ultra Dragon Ball Super Broly. Broly is a very big deal. Whenever he comes back, he will be somewhere and he will look great and it will be awesome. And as I mentioned before, it is the 5-year anniversary of DBS Broly, so an Ultra DBS Broly could definitely make sense here. If not him, this could be where Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan shows up, because that's also a very big moment. That was the first true legendary finish character in the game, because even though Beerus was Legends Limited, he didn't have an LF until later. The first proper LF in the game was Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. You know his Ultra is somewhere. If not him, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They're loving putting fusions here for these big moments and to finish off these big celebrations. They've been doing it since 2021 with Ultra Super Gogeta. They did it for the 4th anniversary with Ultra Super Vegito, Legends Fest 2022 with Ultra Gogeta Blue, and now for the 5th anniversary with Ultra Vegito Blue. So why not wrap up this Legends Fest and continue that tradition with Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? And if not him, the craziest thing I think they could do is give us an Ultra Beast Gohan. That would be the craziest way. I love fusions, but I personally think you give us an Ultra Beast Gohan. It's such a massive flex, especially with how things have went with Beast Gohan and Dokkan, that if they gave us a true amazing looking Ultra Beast Gohan in this game, I would be speechless. And while we wait to find out if any of this is actually going to happen, you can click on a video right here. I highly recommend it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.